Hey y'all, good morning. So Dr. Maka here, y'all. Sorry about my voice in advance. Okay, so let's talk about the fear of being put to sleep with anesthesia and plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is a little bit different, right? Because it is elective. And so it's a choice that you make to undergo anesthesia. And so a lot of fear comes from being put to sleep in the anesthesia, and especially moms who are like, I don't want to make this choice and then not be there for my family, right? Very legitimate concern. So, and I'm going to share a personal story too, but one big thing I think about is I always ask patients is like, can you describe to me the fear? And I say that because I want to be able to see how the level of the fear, right? So everybody has some level of nervousness, like that's normal. Some people don't have that much, but some level of nervousness is normal. Crippling fear, incredibly terrified, is not normal. So I always try and hone in on that, because I'm like, why do you feel like that? Because does it mean is this the right time for you to be having surgery? Like, is there something else going on? Like, let's dive deep into it, right? I think a lot of our anxiety comes from not necessarily fear of the future, but wanting to control the future, right? And anesthesia in general is a lack of control. The real statistics are that, and I'm not saying this to be, I mean, it's the real statistics. Driving into surgery is more dangerous than actually being put under anesthesia and having surgery. Let me say that again. Your drive into surgery is actually more dangerous, statistically, right? Some people have a fear of flying. It's the same thing. Flying is actually really safe. Driving to the airport is more dangerous than flying. But why do we have that fear? Why do some people have that fear of flying? Lack of control. It's the lack of control. So I had a procedure about a month ago, and I was going to be put under anesthesia. And I share this because I get it. I was scared of anesthesia because of the lack of control, right? And so I remember I was in the garage exercising that morning before the procedure. I put on "You Are My Strength." Listen to that song. It's so good. Like, it talks about God is our strength like no other. And then I talked to a friend, and she said, remember, fear is not of God. And from that moment on, I was fine. I was like, God, you're in control. So I say that to say, y'all, just do what you need to do to get through it. But just know, personally, for me, ultimately, I know God is in control. You can't have fear and faith. You have to pick one. The other thing, too, to remember is, like, you're a surgeon, like and there's so many great surgeons out there. We want you to go home, too. We want you to wake up and go home to your family. My favorite part of surgery is walking patients out to their car. So remember, we all have the same things in mind, too.